So black women are the most unprotected? Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to thank y'all for joining me today. So if you listen to enough black social media, especially black female social media, inevitably, eventually, you're going to run into the phrase, black women are the most unprotected and disrespected in the United States of America, the most disrespected group in America. Now, every time I hear this, I always ask, like, based on what? Like, where is this great danger for black women in America? Because I don't see no danger for black women. Black women are not out here just, you walk around the corner and just see black women just being harmed or finding these bodies of black women just laying around everywhere. I don't see no danger for black women. Now, I did hear this article that says that, STD rates are going up in black females, and they say that this is evidence that black women are being unprotected. More like black women's lack of use of protection, not protected. But like I said, now this whole thing stems from a statement made by Malcolm X, because Malcolm X was so adamant of this unprotection of black women. And the statement he made was that the most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. Now, Malcolm X was murdered, assassinated in the 1960s. So what he's saying basically was pertaining to his time, the 1960s. Now, back then, that may have been true. Today, that is absolute nonsense today. Again, Malcolm X was talking and speaking on his time. He's not speaking on today. Anyway, so I went to look this up to try to get some type of understanding of what it is, or how exactly is it that black women are so unprotected and disrespected in America. So I found this article on medium.com. Never heard of that place. Now, a lot of the article was behind a paywall, which I'm not going to pay to get behind to see, because I saw more than enough of what I need to see in front of the paywall. But according to this article, it stated that black women have endured endless amounts of pain because of texturist, colorist, and featurist comments. In other words, black people being, basically, black females' disrespect is based upon their appearance. So texturism involving hair. Nobody gives a damn about the texture of black people's hair but black people. The black women are all the ones who keeps going on with texture hair, because black men honestly don't care about this, except for the race hustle. But this is this idea of, the European standard of beauty, and these women, they got to have all this weave in their head and get their hair processed. Black women don't have to do none of that. This idea that black women are basically being criticized in corporate America because of their hair. They came up with this stupid Crown Act in California. Nobody is criticizing black females for the texture of their hair. The only thing that you have to do as a black female is make yourself look neat, presentable. You can wear your hair natural and make it look presentable and neat. I see it happen all the time. So this is not about nobody's hair texture. Nobody make a big deal out of this but black people, who keep hyping up race. And then colorist. Who's more colorist than the dark-skinned blacks who are so insecure about their skin shade because they're brainwashing each other about the dark skin? Black people have black people feeling insecure about dark skin. Not no white people or any other race of people. And featurist comments. I guess black women have been accused of having broader shoulders than most other females. I've seen it in some black females, but let's be real, that's ridiculous. Nobody is making these comments about black females to the point where they just enduring endless amount of pain. And then the article talks about Meg Thee Stallion, the situation that with Tory Lane, I guess Tory Lane supposedly shot her in the foot and he was basically sentenced to jail. But people talking about this, making fun of her, is basically painful to black women. So basically, just black women are being so disrespected and unprotected because people are making derogatory statements about them. Well, of course, there's several problems with this. Number one, people make derogatory statements against everybody, not just black females. Okay? And matter of fact, I would say white people get made fun of more than anybody. But you know what? Because they're the quote unquote dominant society, so they just have to take it. And black females are participating in that derogatory. Okay? And then number two, I just find this laughable because there's no group in America, probably in the world, no group of people that says whatever the hell they want to say about whoever the hell they want to say it about, and would dare somebody to try to regulate them. Nobody does this more than black females. So how in the world are you going to say they're going to get upset about all this pain they have to endure, this endless pain, because people are making derogatory statements about them when black women make the most derogatory statements about than anybody, because they can do it without any repercussions. Any other group of people, if they were to say something about a black person, they're going to receive retribution and possibly even lose their jobs. But a black woman can think she can say whatever the hell she wants and don't expect no retribution whatsoever. And thirdly, and lastly, if you actually pay attention to what these black women are complaining about being underprotected about, is basically them being criticized. Not derogatory statements, just criticism of their behavior. Again, if you look at black women, the number one complaint of black women in America is not about their features. The number one complaint that people have about black females is their attitudes. They have of all females in America, and probably in the world, they have the worst attitudes. And that's a fact. Now, is it all black females? Of course not. But it's those ratchet black chicks, that there's a lot of black females with horrible attitudes, the worst. This is the number one complaint that people have against black women. And if you criticize them on bad behavior, you're attacking them. And that's the number one problem with it's not that black women are being unprotected. The problem is that they're refusing the protection. Black men are attempting to protect y'all, but they don't want to be protected. If I give you advice about something, I'm giving you protection. And if you don't heed that advice, you're refusing my protection. So the problem is not that black women are the most unprotected and most disrespected, because black women, if that's the case, black women disrespect other black women more than anybody. Is that black women are refusing the protection and covering for most notably black men, but also society. And we look what that's done for hip hop. Look how hip hop is gone. How hip hop is just, with these black females, just so hyperly sexualized, is ridiculous. And this didn't happen overnight. Okay, we didn't go from, Queen Latifah and Monie Love, ladies first. You know what I'm saying? We didn't, who else? Let's see, you got Monie Love, I said, we had Oak Town 357 back in the West Coast. There was just a lot of classy females in hip hop back then. And now it's just ridiculous. And when people try to correct it, they will say it's hate, you're coming against them. If it's a black man, your mama black, you hate yourself, and so on and so forth. If it's white society, it's racism, and so on and so forth. So black women are turning down the protection. So they complain about being the most unprotected and most disrespected, but they put themselves in positions where they're going to be unprotected because they refuse people's protection by putting themselves in harm's way. So that's on them. But anyway, so if black women are so unprotected and disrespected, they're doing it to themselves. And that's only because they believe that they're so strong and independent that they don't need no man, and they don't want anyone to tell them anything. So as far as I'm concerned, black women have some of the most protection in America. So this narrative is absolute BS. But it, of course, is going to live on until we put an end to it, of course. Until we really put women, all these black females front and center, and let them prove just how strong and independent they are, this nonsense is going to linger. Anyway, y'all, so that's my 2 cents on this. Like I say, black females are far from being the most unprotected and disrespected in America. And anyway, y'all, as always, 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 until next time.